Anzugdre moment. If you have a Smart ForTwo 451, you will know that servicing is important. I have been to Smart Mercedes in Boston, spoke to the team at Listers there, and for £90 they've given me a whole host of genuine servicing parts. We're going to do what's known as the B service, which apparently you need to do every 2 years or 20,000 miles. It includes an oil and filter change, an air filter change, new spark plugs and a cabin filter as well. Dad's on hand to help with the important mechanicking stuff because he's going to check out the brakes and all sorts of stuff as well, because I suspect I might have an engine mount clunking as well. But I'm going to do the basic service stuff and show you how to do it in this video. We'll go through the part numbers. You can, of course, get non-genuine OEM spec stuff and it'd be a lot cheaper, but for an experiment I wanted to get the proper kit. Come with me then and we'll service the Smart 451 Night Orange, and hopefully by the end of it you can do yours too. First things first then, let's take a look at the parts. Like I say, these have cost £90 all in. I've had a little bit of a discount from Listers Mercedes, but you can get this kit around £90 to £130 on the internet. Activated charcoal filter, this is a cabin filter. You could probably do the job without this, right? A451 830 0018 activated charcoal. In fact, that was the most expensive part on this job, around about 30 quid. Oil filter is the A132 180 0110. You don't get the sump washer with that as well. You have to get that separately. We're going to be putting in the car Manol 5W30, that's fully synthetic oil as well, that's very important. Spark plugs, these have been superseded from the old ones now, so the new part number is A132 159 0203. They're about £50 to £60 for a set of 3, but make sure you get those ones, they're the superseded ones, and an air filter as well. A001 094 03 0164. I should point out at this stage that this car is the 1 litre MHD. It's the mild hybrid drive. Yuck, everyone says, but actually I think it's a blooming good car. Those part numbers and bits and pieces are for this car. Make sure you check your model before you start buying part numbers, but ring up your local Mercedes garage or Smart garage and they will tell you the parts you need and the part number as well, if you speak nicely to the parts department. So this video, those part numbers purely for the 1 litre Mitsubishi engine which is in here, and make sure you check your part numbers before you buy. On hand to help us today is my tame motor mechanic. Morning. How are you? You all right?
I'm very good, thank you.
You're here to supervise the job whilst I'm doing the non-important mechanical bits, the bits that I can.
Why have you got your service receptionist shirt?
Yeah, I've got me proper Smart Mercedes receptionist shirt on.
You're the bloke that comes and says, "Why ain't this car done yet?"
Exactly. We know the dynamic by now. Talk us through the job, please. We've got cabin filter, air filter, oil and filter, and spark plugs to do. What would you do first?
Cabin filter before you get dirty.
Yeah. What do you reckon that job is roughly in the motor trade? How long?
No idea, mate. It's on Allegro. 2.5 hours on Allegro.
We're going to do some all the bits and pieces as well. Pump the tyres up, do the coolant, or check the coolant, check the gearbox oil, check the engine mountings, and give it a good old service because it is having a bit of a clunk. We're going to do the screen wash as well, but I'm going to do those bits first. I want to shout out as well Kane from Evolution and the team at Evolution Limited, which is the go-to smart car website, and we're going to use that as a reference as well. It's cheap and cheerful to sign up to and has all your smart car details on there. Link in the description. Shout out to Kane. Foreman is on site. So where this is housed is obviously dependent on if you've got a left-hand drive car or a right-hand drive car. In the UK, right-hand drive, which means that it's on your passenger's side. I'll show you how to get to it. It's going to be easy, and first things first, to take out, well, floor mats. So take out your floor mats. Oh, there's the Night Orange floor mats.
Do we take the mud flaps off?
What's that?
Do we take the mud flaps off?
No, no mud flaps need to come off for this. We'll give that a hoover out as we go. And you can see it's in there. There it is. That's where the cabin filter is housed. This is where your battery is under here, so we're going to have to take all this back as well to get to that. Now, if by some miracle you have a foam piece here that isn't broken, you're going to probably have to remove all your accessories and bits and pieces and pull your carpet right back. But thankfully, someone's been a bit ram-arse with this in the past, and it's split into about 1 million pieces, so we can just take that out. Ta-da! See, out that comes in one big old piece. Hand that to your apprentice, if you like, and they can look after it.
You've broken it!
No, we've not broken it.
You weasels!
And now we can see where we need to access this. Be careful of these clips, and also this loom might be in the way a little bit. The cover just clips off, sort of pops off this way, and then you can take out the old filter. Reach in there, oh. Bum, ba-da, bum, 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 and you should just be able to hook it out. Keep an eye on how it came out. Ta-da! Out it comes. It doesn't look too bad. Would you say that is an activated charcoal one or not?
I don't think so, no. They're normally blackish colour.
Yeah. Top tip. It tells you which way round it goes on the edge here. There's your activated charcoal side of things. So that must be the direction of flow. So the airflow comes from the front of the car, obviously, into the cabin, meaning that the dark side, shall we say, the activated charcoal side, and the airflow needs to be sort of towards the front, the bulkhead of the car, and the white side comes this side. It should just slide in. Clonk, in it goes. And then to pull that cover back on. With the cover back in place, it's time to put everything, well, just back. Here's the old filter. Let's take a quick look. Well, you can see it's absolutely full of bugs and debris and bits and pieces, which means it's been doing its job. Whilst I'm in here, I'm also going to hoover that out, just to get that debris out. Hoover, hoover, hoover. Sack your apprentice for bringing you the worst workshop vacuum known to man. Right, I'm going to put it all back together now. Also get your apprentice to hoover out the driver's side while he's at it. First job jobbed. That's the cabin filter done. Whilst I'm excited about filters then, let's do the air filter. We need to get access to the engine anyway. Here is your air filter. Nice and simple, this one. Right, so to gain access, tailgate up as usual, tailgate down, and then you can ping this up, which is the carpet, and you can strap that up with this hook. In fact, I've decided to take out the parcel shelf to make it easy, so we're going to have to take that out to access the spark plugs. Easy to do. You ping this side, it sort of retracts, and out it comes. Make life even easier for yourself by sliding the seats forward. No idea how I've got all that mud under the subwoofer there. Now we can see the rabbit. You can see the top of the engine bay. Turn that. And out it comes. Put that safe. Now we can see the engine bay. It's a bit dusty, well, because it's a used engine. We're going to need access to here for the oil. Here's the dipstick. Some would say he's behind the camera, and we can see access to the spark plugs in a minute. Alternator, yes, and this is all the air intake and air filter system. Held in place by a couple of Jubilee clips. My attitude would be to do this is to remove this Jubilee clip, undo these airbox clips, and slide it in that way. 7mm socket on here. Take this Jubilee clip off. Dee-dee-dee. Don't drop it in your engine bay. This is actually a bit more tricky than I expected. Take a note of this V shape because it aligns with that. There's a clip at the bottom there, that's why it's not coming off. 3 clips, 1, 2, 3, and in theory, it should now wiggle out to the side. Here we go.
Made it look easy.
Did make it look easy. Here's the old air filter.
It's got a stone in there.
It's not a stone. Is it a stone?
Jolly well is.
There's a stone in the air filter.
Looks like a stone to me.
Yeah, it is. I think you're right. How's that got in there?
That's what it's done. The filter's done its job, hasn't it?
It's done its job. Right, let's just tap that out and see how filtered it is. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're not wasting our time.
There's no messing about on this. It's a serious video.
Serious job, serious video. No messing about. Right, hoover this out. Right, air filter. Here it is. We've gone through the part numbers. It's in the description. It's a reverse of taking it out. Put it in. Here it is, air filter. And in it goes. Snuggly bugly. There it is. Make sure when you put this back in, you slide it on the pegs that it sits on at the back there, and then just clamp it down. Make sure they're nice and tight. Back on, back on. That's pretty much the air filter done. Next, let's tackle the spark plugs. Here they are, uprated ones. We've never done this on this car, so I need to help. He needed help from my apprentice now. Right, we've never had the spark plugs out of this. What's the plan?
Is the apprentice allowed to speak?
Yes, you are. Yeah,
Okay.
we need you for this.
First thing I should do is blow any dust off there so it doesn't fall down your plug holes.
Yep. So get your air compressor or
Hoover
or something
wrong
like
way
that and
round.
clean that off. So I've got my airline. I've got it all hooked up. Take off the coil packs, plugs. Which are down there. There they are. Be careful not to break the tabs. The easiest way to do the job is to get a pick and a screwdriver, unpick the tab and pry it off. Put them out of the way. So we're taking off the nut that holds the coil pack on there. We decided to do the end one first because it's a bit fiddly, bit tricky. Oh, it's got spring washers on.
Makes it a bit more fiddly.
Don't lose these in your engine bay. Out comes the coil pack. When you put it back together, we found out that the clip needs to sort of be half hung on before it goes in, else it won't clip on. So
Well, you can't get it past here, look.
yeah, you can't get it past there. So top tip, we've also removed this breather hose. Just hung that on there. Off come them nuts. I keep saying nuts, they're bolts, aren't they? Slow and steady is winning the race here.
It's eating into me half hour.
And this is the genuine Smart ForTwo spark plug. It's actually a Denso FXU 22HR8 Iridium. You could probably buy one cheaper, to be fair, from Denso. For those of you asking, yes, they do come pre-gapped. So you shouldn't have to mess about with the gap, but
Because they're
double check. Double check.
It's 10mm, that means it's for 10mm plugs. It's 5/8 UNF that size is, but
So take your spark plugs out. Get your apprentice to do this job. Well, the spark plug is out, and miraculously it's got the genuine ones in. It's got the FXU 22HR8s. We are just questioning whether or not at 130,000 miles these are probably the original spark
can
plugs.
have a look at it, son.
Yeah, have a look, see what you think.
If they are, it's jolly good testament to how long they last, isn't it?
The sad reality is this car's come with very little service history. We've never replaced the spark plugs, but we are replacing them today. They don't look too bad, do they? In the grand scheme of things. But they should be replaced every sort of 2 years.
I was going to say, they normally last 50,000 miles, 40, 50,000 miles.
So there's the old ones out, and there's the new ones. Let's compare them. How do they look?
Not a lot of difference, is there?
Okay. Well, they've not got that much bigger over time, no.
I think that's the wondrous thing about them, they.
Back in goes the new spark plugs. Finger tight, and then with the socket. The theory to doing these bits first is then we can start the car up, make sure it runs properly, and get it all nice and warm, ready for draining off the oil and doing the oil and filter change. Torque them down to 18 Newton meters if you need to know. 18 Newton meters. Just talking off camera there about coil packs, they should, in theory, last the lifetime of the car, but as we found out with Audi TTs, they sometimes don't. Any evidence of coil pack failure there?
Can't see inside, my old mate.
They tend to break down, but we're not going to be replacing the coil packs as part of this. They're all torqued down nicely. I've cleaned the coil packs, time to put them back on. Listen out for the click when you put in the connectors back on. There it is. Bolt them back down. Everything bolted back down. Breather hose on. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Start the car up. Well, that's a good sign. It started. Don't forget we're going to reset the service light as well. So she's sounding a bit noisy at the moment because the aircon is blowing. That's turned off. Now I'll leave it running a bit just to get a bit warm, and then we can drain the oil. Any notes or top tips on replacing the spark plugs in your 451?
Just don't drop stuff.
Just don't drop stuff into the hole. Starting to get a bit warm. So the engine's been running for about 10 minutes, got that nice and warm. We're also going to check out the air conditioning because we have serviced the aircon on this. What we're going to do is measure the temperature going in and then measure the temperature coming out. So what we got, 28.5 going in at the moment. It's slowly rising in the sunshine. Turn the car back on, we'll test that. Jack's here. Not sure how scientific this is. It's reading about 30 degrees today. I'm not too sure on that. What's it reading in the shed?
26.
26 degrees. So it could be. It is in direct sunlight. So measure
working?
that. Sorry?
Is the aircon on?
Outside. The aircon's not on yet. No.
We'll put it on. Down now. It's getting the air drawing over it.
Aircon's on. It's drawing the air through. What's it going down to? What's it reading?
28 now.
It's drawing the air in.
27.4.
So we've levelled out at 27 odd. Let's stick it in one of these vents and see what we're getting. Rapidly decreasing, 18.3, 16. I'm expecting at least 6 degrees.
You've got more than that already.
12.6. You're impressed with that, aren't you?
I'm pleased.
Yeah, straight down, look, 9.7. I would say anything between 6 and 10 is acceptable.
16 degrees cooling.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's good, that is. Yeah. We've topped it up, and there is a massive, great big hole in the condenser.
No, the condenser's not very good.
Radiator unit. It's not very good. So considering it's not very good, we're getting good readings on that.
Okay.
Happy days. Doesn't it look like a big orange ladybird with its wings
open? Lovely. Let's get these.
We're going to jack it up, get it draining, and have a tea break. I think we've earned that. Yeah, out the window has gone my 30 minutes. We're about 45 minutes in. But we're doing this for fun, we're not doing it in the garage. Also, if you haven't seen the video on the channel of us fitting mud flaps or the subwoofer yet, check them out, that's in there as well. Right, oil and filter time, and this is muy importante. If you're new to the channel, you've never seen us do this before, but if you're not new to the channel, well, you've seen us do it a load of times, but let's talk you through some really important points. First things first, the oil filter. It's a regular screw-on type. We last did it at 123,611, so that was nearly 10,000 miles ago now. That's top tip number one. Second top tip is, well, it's really windy today, so we're going to place a pop crate under our thing to stop it from pissing everywhere. Thirdly, and this is really important, that there is the sump plug. The last thing you want to do is over tighten that or it be too tight, because this casing on the sump can crack, and if you crack your sump you're in big trouble. If it's stuck and you can't get it off with heat, well, suction the oil out through the engine. That's probably the best piece of advice. Or don't do it too tight, because you don't want to break this. This can snap. Evolution has got a kit on his website that you can change the sump plug and fit sort of a tap. We haven't done that. but that is something you can consider. So the sump plug is 24mm. That's the size socket you're going to need. Slow and steady. We've got it loose. Do not over tighten it. Do not crack your sump.
You break them when you're undoing them.
It's a little bit too big. Yeah. We've scrapped the pop crate and gone for a step stool. Out it comes. There it comes. Let that drain. Don't do like I did last time and drop your sump plug in the blooming oil. Cup of tea time. Ah, draining. That's some ASMRs.
What does that mean?
Well, we had that last time. Do you know what, actually? You had a bit of Larimer flow there.
Who's she?
Right, tea break over. We've just put the sump plug back in the car. We're going to talk that up in a second. I've taken off the oil filter and dropped it all on my shirt like a wally because I dropped the tool in the oil. So I'm going to have to clean my shirt off now. We'll find out the torque setting for the sump plug. I think, if I remember correctly, it was like 68 or something like that.
Yeah.
Quite tight.
Not getting that.
What are you saying?
Are you going to look it up?
The torque wrench settings? Yeah. So the oil filter recommended torque is 14 Newton meters, which is fine, but the sump plug 65. We are not going to do that because it's aluminium. We don't want to crack it. What have you done it to? 60?
50.
50 will do. Meanwhile, I'm going to prime the oil filter. Some people say you shouldn't prime the oil filter. We are going off Smart Expert Kane Evolution, who says you should prime the oil filter just with the ring here. So we're going to prime it and wipe some oil on the ring. Oh, also handily on the oil filter is the Anzugdreh moment. 10 plus 2 Newton meters. This is my Anzugdreh moment with you. Anyway, enough of that cocking about. What are you doing, please?
I'm doing the same as I did last time.
Ah, you're marking the sump plug.
Yeah.
Things I'm going to need now. A funnel, yes, and a jug. Where's my jugs gone? You know what they say? Jugs, not drugs.
Hey?
Drugs? No, hang on a minute. Jugs, not drugs. That's what they say.
Silly old boy.
Here's a top tip. We always write on our oil filter the date we've changed it and the mileage. Right, I've put this on. It's sort of finger tight or it's hand tight. We haven't done it up to the...
Tight as you can with your hand.
Tight as you can with your hand. That's on there. Now, cleaned it all off with a rag so we can see if it's leaking. We recycle our oil, but it doesn't look too bad actually, does it, that oil?
I take it to a garage man who keeps himself warm in the winter with it.
Now to put the oil in. These engines take 3.4 litres. We're going to put 3 litres in, get it level on the deck, and then sort of top it up 100 ml at a time, because you will never get all the oil out of the engine. So I don't want to put too much in. 3.4 litres is the capacity. Let that drain in. So there's 3 litres in the car. Obviously the car is not level yet, it's not on the deck. But I'm going to start it up with 3 litres in, just to get it going around the system. We're going to look at the gearbox oil as well, because we found a leak. Could be a placebo, I don't know about you, but I always think it sounds better after an oil and filter change. Talk us through your gearbox issue.
I don't know, I ain't seen it, have I?
Well, we've got a leak.
I ain't had a chance.
We're going to potentially drain the gearbox
If I was
oil.
you, I should switch the old girl off. Yeah. I did tell you last time we did it, but it hadn't lost a lot.
No, so we've got a small oil leak from a drive shaft seal. We're going to drain the gearbox oil because we've never changed the oil in its life anyway. See how much is in there and then replace it. I've got some new stuff. It doesn't take Dextron, it takes proper gear oil. Here's a top tip before you drain it all out. Make sure you can get the filler open. So it fills one side and drains the other. So there's the filler plug we've got out. And here's the drain plug, 8mm hex. According to Evolution, you can use a Ming Dynasty vase to drain into. We're going to use one of Mum's flower pots. Also, the price of oil, let's talk about that. It's gone
cheaper
through
at Alford's.
the blooming roof. £37 we've paid this morning for 2 litres of just Febby Bilstein gearbox oil. 37 quid, and that is mon mates rates from our friends at AP Titan. We know who's caused that problem, don't we? The orange man himself that would be driving the orange car. Ridiculous. Ridiculous! We're doing an experiment, taking the gearbox oil out and seeing just how much is actually in there and how much we've lost. So it should be 2.3 litres. We've currently got 1.5 out. The oil doesn't look too bad either.
I'd put it back in my Peugeot if I was working on it. 2.3, 2.4.
It's got too much oil in it. We have not proved the oil leak. If anything, we've proved it miraculously making oil. We were missing a washer actually somewhere. Either we've lost it in the bottom of one of these or it didn't have one on, so we've just put a washer. But was it Belleville washer?
Well, yeah, it's a rubber one with a metal thing with a rubber insert.
Yeah, on the bottom there. And then
right, so let's
refill it.
We're
Contraption.
You go down there, John.
See if we can plug it in this way. Ah.
Can you see it?
Well, hang on a minute. Where are you feeding it down? Can't see anything yet, me old mate. Ah, hang on, stop.
Is it in about the right place?
Stop. Go. Can you go up about a million miles?
Yeah, you're in charge.
Well, we've managed to feed a hose through the engine bay.
Yeah, rather than using that horrible little sucky plungy thing.
Yeah, with a filter on the end, or a funnel on the end, not a filter. Hopefully, if I lay under the car, you can pour it in, or you can lay under the car and I can pour it in, whichever you fancy.
There's no need for anybody laid underneath.
Dad's going to double check that the hose is in the right hole, and then I'm going to tip it in.
In the wrong place.
That went relatively easy. 1 litre in about 30 seconds. That took less than a minute to fill. Exactly 3.4 litres have gone in there. Good stuff. Everything tightened up, we've got the axle stands out and the car on the deck. I'm going to run it up, let it get warm, and then I'm going to check the level. Oil level checked, topped up. I had to put another 300ml in now to put it all back together.
Wonderful.
Back in goes the engine cover, the carpet and the parcel shelf. Lastly, to put the seats back into place, then job done. Before I pack everything up, I'm going to check the tyre pressures, make sure they're all okay, run it up and take it for a test drive. I've just reset the service light as well on the dash. This is how you do it. With the ignition off, turn it on to position 1 and press this button in twice short succession. Turn the ignition off. Press and hold that button. Turn the ignition on. Keep that button held for about 10 seconds until it resets to 13,000 miles. And it's as simple as that. I had to give it a couple of goes, but after a couple of goes, got it done. Tyre pressures, 26 on the front, 32 on the back. I've had to actually let some pressure out of the tyres on nearly all 4 corners, apart from the near side rear, which was too low. So good job we checked that as well. Last but not least, I'm going to top up the water, the screen wash, and then it's it, job done. There you go, B service on the smart car. What did you reckon?
We haven't done all of it, have we?
Yeah.
I've done the checks,
Well,
we've done the maintenance.
Maintenance, yeah, we've got things to do like brake fluid and power steering fluid to check and all that sort of stuff, and front brakes, but we've run out of time today. But the stuff that we'd bought to do, jobs are
only
good.
allowed ourselves half an hour.
Yeah, it's taken us a couple of hours. It's almost as if you knew. Anyway, job done. There you go, first time using proper smart parts to service the Night Orange. Will it make a difference? Who knows, only time will tell. I'm going to take the car for a test drive and give it a bit of a hammering, because like I said in the introduction, I do 100 miles a day in the car. Anyway, what did you reckon? Has this helped you? If it has, comment down below, thumbs up, like, hype and subscribe, do all the usual stuff. More smart car content coming to the channel very soon, because I'm going to give this car a little bit of TLC this summer. That's my plan, because I am in love with the little car, and it's something I want to look after and keep enjoying. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, share it with people. Hopefully it was useful. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching from me, Dad, and you watching at home and us in the workshop. See you later. Please wave at the good people goodbye. Bye, children. As ever, thank you for watching this video. Dad and I have selected a couple more videos for you that we think that you might like. They're here now. Just give them a click to watch them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. It means a lot to us. Thank you.